In this video, we're going to talk about how to insert background images and make them responsive. So the first thing that you want to do to insert a background image is you're going to go to your body tag and you're going to type background-image. Then we're just going to give it directions. Images is where it should be in the closest images folder possible. Then whatever you named it, whatever the file extension is. By default, images are going to repeat X and Y. So I put in background repeat, no repeat. So there will just be one copy of my image. And then to make it responsive, you can try these three different ways. The first one's called cover. So let's give that one a look. What cover means is the image will fill the div, but some of it might be cut off if the div and the image are two different sizes. And mine's a gradient image, so for me that's okay. Another option is 100%, 100%, and that will distort the image. And since mine's just a gradient, again, that option would be okay. And the other one is contain, so it will keep it within the div, but it will not fill the div. So if you're not sure which one to use, just experiment with them and see what happens. So I'm going to do a preview. And I chose cover, which means it'll cut some of my image off if it's not the same size as the div. So you'll notice that the image is filling my entire page. Now let's switch this to contain and see what we get. And when I switched it to contain, it's going to contain the image with its aspect ratio, but it will not fill my div. So see, when the div gets smaller, the image is not underneath my content. So that choice is not going to work. And now let's try 100%, 100%. All right, so now as I'm scaling my page down, it might be distorting my gradient, but it's just a gradient, so it's not a problem if it does that. So 100%, 100% should work, and so should contain. Now, if this was an actual picture of something in the background, I would not want it to distort it, so 100% would not be an option. But in this instance, as a gradient, it works just fine. Remember, images repeat by default. If you want it to just repeat right and left, you would do repeat X. And if you want it to repeat up and down, you would do Y. But by default, they will repeat both of those. And for a responsive image, we're going to want it to say no repeat.